lot of girls fear that they're going to turn into their mothers when they get older, and I think that's like a natural thing. That's fine. I'm not that scared, actually, because I think, actually, in my case, I'm turning into my Aunt Josie from Long Island, but like in 1988. I was taking a morning walk not too long ago, just shuffling along in the morning. I had a big cup of coffee, big sunglasses, wearing my tracksuit. And I passed this mom and her little girl on the way to school, and I wanted to compliment the girl on her outfit, but it was my first human interaction of the day, and it came out like this. What a pretty princess! Like, all I need is like a long fancy cigarette, like a Benson and Hedges 100. Ooh, honey, go get a penny from your mother. You can help me scratch off my lotto ticket. That would be fun. Hey, you two should come over. We'll watch Price is Right. I'll make coffee. I got some nice cold cuts. No? Oh, okay. Hey, more for me. Hey. Hot life tip, if you are ever offered food by an Italian, you eat that food! You eat that food! They get very insulted. Very insulted if you don't eat food. Hey, speaking of food, huh? You guys been eating in restaurants lately, huh? You guys eat in restaurants? Yeah? Yeah, you guys do that? Hey, not to brag, but I am a waitress, and no big deal. I have been working in restaurants for not 1, not 2, not 3, but 16 years. I'm tired. Somebody serve me lunch for once, huh? Here's the thing. I actually just quit my restaurant job that I had had for 6 years in a row. I've been serving for 16 years. I had the same job for 6 years, and I had to go. It was time to get out. It was time for a break. And the reason I knew I had to leave, one of the many reasons, is one of my friends came up to me and said, "Oh, hey, I was just thinking about you. Did you hear about that waitress that murdered someone in New York?" It's like, you thought of me? Okay, well, what did they order? What did they order? What did they tip? I mean, come on. Murder is not my breaking point. Like, I didn't realize, though, that I had a breaking point, but it's not murder. But I did discover that I had a breaking point at the tail end of this job. And here's the thing. Here's the thing about waitressing. I love it. What? Is she crazy? I think she's a little crazy. I don't know. She's a little crazy. I actually really love it. Like, it's in my blood, you know? Like I feel like I want to serve my friends food. I'll have a party just to serve my friends food. It's almost like a disease. Like, I'm like addicted to it. It's almost like maybe after all these years, I just kind of tricked my brain into it. You know, it was like, I like it. It's fun. I like it. It's fun. I like it. It's fun. It's fun. I like it. What do you want? I'll get it for you. I'll get it for you. Let me get it for you. I got it. I got it. I got it. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want? I'll get it for you. What do you want? I got it. I got it. I got it. I got it. What do you want? What do you want? What do you want from me? What do you want from me? What do you people want from me? So I cracked at the tail end of this job, and here's what happened. I was covering a dinner shift, and I was mostly a casual lunch waitress, because where else could I say things like, "We have homemade brownies if you need something sweet." But on this particular night, I'm serving kind of a fancy event, but we're like a casual neighborhood restaurant, and it's the kind of event where, like, there's just a bunch of people milling around and talking in Italian, but none of them are Italian. Like, they're all just like, "Oh, ciao, la bellissima, mwah, mwah, bravo." And like, so already I'm annoyed. And then I'm working in this dinner shift, and this man flags me down frantically to open the bottle of wine for his friend. So I go over there, and this guy, he's just a real bitch in a scarf, you know what I mean? Just like perfectly groomed. Like, I didn't know what an infinity scarf was until I saw this bitch in a scarf. I was like, okay, that goes on forever. So this man, I start doing my job. I start opening this wine, but what you guys need to know is I had the restaurant's wine key in my apron for reasons that aren't important, but we're a casual place. It was probably whatever. So I'm trying to open this wine, and it's just not cutting the mustard. You know what I mean? This thing just starts bloodying my skin. I can't do it. I need to do it quickly. So I do what's next. I start peeling it with my fingers. And I know you're not supposed to do that. I'm a professional. But I start peeling it with my fingers, and this bitch in a scarf says, well, that's not very sanitary. And I looked at him, and I just kept going. I just kept peeling it. But I saw red the next moment because I went to pour the wine for this bitch in a scarf, and he says, oh, none for me. I'm not drinking tonight. All right, so you're just one of those people that's gonna complain for no reason. He goes, ooh, just give me a limonata, which is a lemonade in a can. So I go to the bar, I go over to the bar, and another thing you guys need to know is that in 16 years of waitressing, I never did anything bad to anyone. I never spit in someone's drink, I never spit in a sandwich, I never dropped something on the floor and served it anyway. But man, that bitch in a scarf got me going. And I just stood there, I started to open that lemonade, and I just had all these flashbacks of women saying things like, is it possible? And it is always possible. Anything is possible if you want to pay for it, and nobody's paying for it. They never want to pay for it. I served a baby named Giacomo. All these things are going through my head. And I'm just standing there. I'm about to open that lemonade, and I hear, well, that's not very sanitary. Bellissima limonata. That's not very sanitary. Bellissima limonata. And I open that lemonade, and I just put my pinky in just a little bit. And then I put it in as far as it went. I swished it around, and I served that man that lemonade, and it felt good, you guys. Oh, it felt so good to serve that man that lemonade. I feel like in 16 years, if that's the worst thing I did, I'm gonna be okay, you know what I mean? And we're all gonna be okay. And on that note, if you think that's not very sanitary, let me remind you all how many hands are touching all of the food that you're eating in a restaurant. And if you get a lemonade, that lemon on the lemonade has been touched by multiple hands, and it's all going in your mouth, and we're all fine. Like, we're all totally fine. So the point is, guys, tip your waitresses, tip your bartenders, because you never know who's gonna crack. Thank you so much. I'm Erin